Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome to episode 2 of the Corvette wide-body build. So if you watched the very first episode, I picked up the ACI wide-body from the local FedEx freight depot, got it home, did an unboxing, showed you the rear fenders. Well, I'm still waiting for the actual install kit, so in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start disassembling the car. What we're going to do in today's video is disassemble the quarter panels. I want to get both quarter panels off of here. In the next video, we will fit the new ones, then we will move to the front fenders. We will disassemble in one video, install them in the next. Then we will move on to the front bumper, take off the stock front bumper, fit on the Z06 front bumper. I want to get the car completely assembled before I disassemble it and get it ready for paint. We are going to change the color of this car. It is not going to remain this orange. I'm going to do a complete color change on it as voted by everybody on Facebook. I will reveal the color at a later date in probably a month or so. I'm going to try to get this car ready for the Corvette Expo down in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's going to be kind of a tight deadline. It may or may not happen, but that is the goal, is to get it ready for the Corvette Expo. And I think it's at the end of September or maybe early October. I'll have to check the dates. It may be at the end of August. If it's end of August, I don't know. It'll be close. Let's go ahead, get going. Like I said in this video, we're going to take off the quarter panels, both sides, and see what's going on. Now, this car was in an accident at one time. On the Carfax, it shows that it had rear end damage. When I got the car, it had a black hatch and it had a black rear bumper. And I'm going to assume that both of those were messed up in the accident. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to find under here. So don't exactly take this as a how-to. It'll give you a kind of a good overview, but there may be some things missing on my car that your car has, or vice versa. So take it with a grain of salt, but this should be a pretty good overview of everything you need to do to remove the quarter panels on your C6 Corvette. So for this little inner fender piece on the driver's side, it's just held on by 3 of these little tabs. We got our little clip removal tool, and it's making pretty quick work of them. And it looks like it's also held on by some double-sided tape on the inside. So moving on, it looks like we have either some 6 or 8 millimeter bolts that is holding on the front and back of this. Alright guys, so the driver's side inner fender is out. Just to recap, you had 3 push pins that hold the mud guard on. You have 3 6mm bolts that hold the inner fender to the rear diffuser. You have 6mm here that holds the brake duct. One right here on the quarter panel, and then you have one on the underside of the rocker panel. The duct is actually held on by just 1 push pin, but I left it installed. So now that that is off, looking at the inner fender, it doesn't look like there was any damage on this side. I'm not sure about the other side. I'm sure we will see when we get there. But the next thing to do, we are going to unbolt this bracket, because this bracket should come off with the quarter panel. All right, so I have both of those. I thought they were bolts, but they're actually nuts, and they are 10mm in size. Looking at this is just a ground wire, I believe, for the marker light. So I believe I'm going to have to disconnect that to get this out. But the next bolts we're going to try to get to are these here, there, and up there. And there's also some behind the tail light that we're going to have to go back and get out as well. So I went ahead and completely removed that bracket just to give me a little bit more room when I'm taking this thing off. Remove that nut and that nut as well. Now we have to go into the rear back here, take out the tail lights to get to some bolts in there. Let me go ahead, find a Torx bit, and I'll remove this tail light, and then I'll show you the bolts that we need to remove. Alright, so I went ahead and removed all of the taillights, since we're going to be working on this side here shortly anyway. But when you look back in here, you will see a couple bolts there and there that also need to come off. And after that, we will move on to the top, and I'll show you what bolts we have to remove from there and inside of the door panel. Alright, so we have that bolt out, and we have that bolt out. Looks like we have everything else out that we need to have out. From this side, I just need to unscrew the marker light from the harness. I'm just going to unhook the bulb. Now we need to move up to the hatch area and remove all of these T25 hooks all the way up. And that should be it for the door panel. So what we're going to do next is move on to the fuel door. Got 3 T25 Torx bits in here as well. And that pulls off the fuel door, frees up the quarter panel from the actual fuel neck. All right, so we have the driver's side completely off. I don't see any damage back behind here, which is a good sign that nothing happened on this side of the car. I am going to clean up all of the undercarriage area before I put on the other panels in the next video. I don't know what these are. I guess this is like just factory markings, 12/12 of 05. This is an 06, so maybe that's like the production date or what the date that these were put on. But anyway, I'm going to move on to the passenger side. It's a lot of the same, so I'm not going to take it step by step like I did on the other side. So I'm just going to time lapse this and then we'll look and see exactly what it looks like with everything off of it. Okay, so upon looking at this side, I realized there is not an inner fender on this side. It looks like most of the damage was done to this side. You can see the tire was rubbing here and there was some damage to the tub back here and a little bit here and here that they did some fiberglass work on. But everything else looks okay, so I believe it just, whatever happened, hit right here, or a little bit of damage occurred right here. It looks like everything is okay suspension wise and everything, so I just need to pull the ductwork off. It's looking like just this bracket and then the bolts on the rear bumper. I'm gonna go ahead and get all those off. You see me do it on the other side, so I'm sure you don't want to watch it on this side. We'll go from there and then we'll pull this one off. Alright guys, so this one is off now, and as you can see, without that inner fender liner, man, it got filthy. So this one over here, like I said, I believe this was the side that had a little bit of damage to it. With this off, you can see it a little bit better that they did some fiberglass patchwork here, and it looks like maybe the tire impacted here. They may have did some gluing up here on the upper tub as well. Everything looks straight though, and for the sake of you taking yours off, I believe the instructions are going to be about the same. Passenger side, remove the inner fender liner. Like I said, this one didn't have it, but it's the same. You have 3 diffuser bolts up under there. You have one under here. You would have one here for the brake duct, one up here, one back here, and then one here. 2 bolts here, 2 nuts here, and then through the rear taillight, you would have 2 bolts right here. On top of that, you have your self-tapping, not really self-tapping, but that's what they look like, screws, T25s. They go all the way around the door and the tub. Other than that, you should be good to go. So any questions on the quarter panel removal, down in the comments below, or if you want to just comment on Facebook where I share these videos, feel free to do so. I'll answer any questions that you have if I can. If not, I will try to find you an answer. So let's just kind of walk around the car and see what we're dealing with now. So that is the driver's side completely removed, and that is the passenger side completely removed. I'm going to clean this up before we stick the new quarter panels on, but other than that, they are off and ready for the new ones. So in the next video, we are going to be installing the rear ACI Z06 quarter panels, test fit it in, trying to test fit them, see what they look like, and then we're going to move to the front and then the front bumper, like I said at the beginning of this video. So if you liked episode 2 of the Corvette wide body build, please smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. On our way to 3K, I'd like to get there by the end of this build, and I'll see you guys on the next video.